Hi, I'm Heather from Stamps by Judith and Heather, and today I want to show you kind of a fun new idea that's a twist on a classic way of stamping, and just want to show you how to take interactive stamping and apply it to a classic method of stamping. Alright, today we're going to take this image, which is a bold, solid image. If I stamped this in black, what you see on the front of the block is exactly what would be on the paper. I'm going to show you that, just so you understand what I'm talking about. Oh, I stamp it down, and it is dark. There isn't anything I can color in. There's no open areas. Clean this off. This is just water on the paper towel. Got a little wet. So what we're going to do to get color on here is I'm going to take water-based markers. I have a dark green, a dark blue, a magenta, and a deep red. And I'm going to start off, let me get rid of that image, start off with my deep green. When you're coloring directly on the stamps like this, you want to make sure that you're using a water-based marker, watercolors, washable markers, anything that's water-based. If you use something that's a permanent marker, all you're going to do is have a permanent pretty image colored in on your rubber. So I have my green on there. Always want to take more than one color. So I'm going to stamp, or excuse me, color in some deep blue, and then my magenta on the flowers. And this is one of the probably the most classic and timeless ways of getting color on an image. I'm going to do that. And then, again, more than one color. This is a deep red. Just adding shading to the one side of my flower. Now, this could be drying as I'm sitting here. So what you would do, like you were cleaning a pair of glasses, you huff on it or use the warm air from your breath, and you would huff on your image. You might be able to hear that. And I'm going to stamp it down. And there's my image, it's colored. I'm going to huff again. And each time I do it, I get a lighter and lighter image, so I get more dimension. That's how you get the color as opposed to just having black image. Oops, I'm used to doing this that way. So you can see it. And there's still quite a bit of ink left on this image. If I blot it off, you can see there was still a lot on there. But I want to tie this in a little bit so it's not floating, so I'm going to grab a lighter green. Just add some green. Kind of gives it a little bit of a watercolor effect. And a lighter blue. Again, always want more than one color. And then we're going to ground this a little bit so it's not floating. And then we would take our Kaleidocolor, add in our dots, and add your dots to soften it. And there's dots. Just let me clean those off. Alright, so this would be an easy front to a card. If you had a sympathy card, simple birthday card, it's quick, done. If you want to change it up a little bit, you can take a container. I'm going to use wash tub. Got that. Stamped it once. Stamp it a second time. With this first one, I need a mask. cut off that top area. So here is my mask. The unwanted portion is cut off so I can stamp things into it, but first we need to color it. Start off with a light gray. And I stamped in a quick drying pad for watercolors. There's my light gray. I'm going to take my dark gray, and by tapping my light gray to my dark gray marker, I'm picking up a little bit of the color. So I can blend it in without it overwhelming it. So do that. I'm going to take my dark gray, put where my deep shadows would be, add a little more color, take the light blue, add a little light blue in there, age it a little bit with some brown, put the brown underneath so it's not floating, take my soft gray, and there's my tub all set to go. I'm going to cover up my tub, go back to my bold image and repeat the process of coloring. Get my green, you can see I'm not worrying about taking a lot of time to do this. And blue. Just colored my fingernail, it didn't take me long. My magenta. And then my red. Again, water-based markers. Tombow's, Marvies, La Plumes, those all work. Puff on it, and then stamp it. And when you take it away, there's the same flowers in a wash tub. Go back to the light green. That's my light green. Into my light blue, and then my dots in blue, and that's how you get the same stamp into a container. So you have that one. Again, simple front to a card, birthday, sympathy, that kind of thing. But what I want to do is show you how to take this stamp and make it a little more interactive. So I'm going to really clean it off well. Basically, I want to make sure I get all the ink off the flowers. So for this time, I'm going to take, again, color the green. I'm going to be a little more careful and try to avoid coloring on the flowers. So I have green, just a little more care. Alright, so basically just the stems. Adding some blue, and now we do the huffing. So we have stems, and back to anchoring it so it's not so lost. blue. And the brown. And now this is where the fun part comes in. I'm going to use Kaleidocolor rainbow ink, and I have a variety of sticks. I'm just going to not even really worry about too much what I'm using. This is the snowflake stamp. Make sure it's clean. Grab it in a yellowy orange and create my own flowers. So instead of using the flowers that are on the image, I'm taking it another step and creating my own. So I can use the sticks and have a little fun. That. Let's see. We'll grab this fuzzy flower top. And if you want it to taper to a point, when you get to the top of your flower, angle your stamp so you're just stamping the edge of the image, and then you can make it so your stamp tapers. Like that. Let's see, we'll add one more. Something blue. Here's a solid flower. I need one more purple one in here. So there's your, what did you say, wildflowers. An array of the wildflowers. Add your dots. And basically, there's the finished card. So you can take, and I have a few different flowers, but you can switch it up. And just to give you one more so you can see the coloring, I'm going to take this cardboard box, which between the cardboard box and the wash tub, those are my favorite two containers. Got my black cardboard box. Take my soft brown, there's the lid. There's my soft brown and my dark brown. Again, I tap my soft brown to my dark brown. Then I get the shading. I take my dark brown, hit where the deep shadows would be under the box flaps, things like that. Maybe where it's sitting on the table. And take my light brown, put my dirt or ground line, soft gray, and then we repeat the process again with this guy. Oops. And you don't have to color every portion of the stem. There's a little bit of the stem up here. I'm actually going to skip it this time. You can color as much of the stem as you want. And my blue. Take a piece of paper, cover up my box. I leave the top edge exposed just so I can see where the image is. Huff. And you take it away. There are your stems in the box. Clean that off on the paper towel. Use using the light blue. You can put a little bit of light blue, excuse me, light green. A little bit of green bottom of the box. Then we grab the light blue. And it does bleed the color off a little bit, but gives you a little bit of the watercolor look. Back to my rainbow ink. This time, oops, I'll switch it up a little bit. Here's a delicate flower top. Almost has the look of a, I don't know, like a lupin or something like that. Let's see, here's just 3 simple little dots. You don't have to make everything tall and skinny. You can have little bushy kind of flowers. You can even take one, have it escaping. If you want to get carried away, who said a flower has to be made out of a flower? This is a pine cone. So you can do all sorts of things. Add your dots. And you have another fun, simple card front. This one's a little bit different, a few different flowers, but the same idea. So you can take your loose flowers in stamped or make your own flowers. And you can put them in containers and add your own flowers, and it's just creating a new twist on a single image. If you liked this video, you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find us on our website at stampsbyjudith.com, where we have many other samples and ideas, and we have all the videos posted there as well. You can also go to our Facebook page at Stamps by Judith, where we will post sales and ideas and other things, and just check us out and have fun stamping.